Today we begin with the new chapter, that is chapter number 4, moving charges and magnetism. And there are certain known facts that we already know. Source of electric field is electric charge. Okay. Now if you have some charge q which is placed at certain point, say for example it is placed on origin, and if you have this point P whose position vector is vector r, then electric field at this point, electric field at point P whose position vector is r, can be given by the formula, as you know, it is kq upon r square, r cap, where r cap is the unit vector in the direction of vector r that we know, that we studied in our first chapter. Okay. Thus force acting on the charge q, which is at point whose position vector r is given by F is equal to QE. That also we know, that if you want to find the force, then this point P is there, say one small charge q is placed at this point P, then the force acting on this charge F is equal to QE. This we know, this we are knowing. Okay. Or we can write the force acting on this small charge q as this formula also. Okay, because as you place the value of E, because F is equal to QE, so we can write Q into electric field at R. What is the electric field at R? That is this value. So if you multiply this by 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0 Q upon, capital Q, because source charge is capital Q, R square R cap, then you will get this value of the force, which is a kind of equation which is showing you the Coulomb's law, that is 1 upon 4 pi epsilon 0. Okay. Q1 is small q, capital Q is Q2 upon R square R cap, which shows the direction of the force, which is in the direction of the unit vector, which is that of vector R. Okay, so this is all we have studied. This is a Coulomb's law itself. Okay. Now the field at a particular point can be due to one or more charges. This which I showed you was the electric field because of the charge which is there on the origin of the Cartesian coordinate system, and this is considered to be the source charge. If there are more charges, the fields are added vectorially. If there are more charges, say Q is here, some another charge, say Q1 is here, Q2 is somewhere here, Q3 is here, then the field because of these charges at say some point here at point P will be the vector sum of electric fields produced by all these 1, 2, 3, 4 charges or n charges if there are placed. Okay. Addition of field vectorially is called the principle of superposition. This we have studied. Okay. Now, once the field is known, the force on the test charge is given by this equation 1, which is written here. So, if you are knowing the value of electric field, then what is the force? Force is nothing but F is equal to QE. This you must know. Okay, F is equal to QE, and whatever is the electric field, that is multiplied by Q. That is the force acting on the test charge. Okay, the field which are produced by the charges, those charges are called the source charges. Okay. Once the field is known, the force is known to you. Okay. Just as static charges produce electric field. Now try to understand. Stationary charges are producing electric field. The current or moving charges produce in addition a magnetic field which is denoted by BR. That is magnetic field at a point whose position vector is R. Okay, it is also a vector field. So moving charges. Moving charges means whenever the current is flowing. So current is flowing, then electric field, okay, and magnetic field. Rather, we are right now concerned with the magnetic field only. So moving charges are producing magnetic field. Okay. Now it has several basic properties identical to the electric field. Magnetic field is having the similar properties as that of the electric field. It is defined at each point in space. So each and every point has its own value of magnetic field in the space. Experimentally, it is found to obey the principle of superposition. Principle of superposition is obeyed by this magnetic field. Okay. The magnetic field of several sources is the vector addition of magnetic field of each individual source as that of electric field. Okay, if there are many charges, then electric field is the vector sum of the electric field produced by each and every charge. Similarly, the magnetic field produced by different sources will have the vector sum of the individual magnetic field produced by each and every source, and that will be the resultant magnetic field at a particular point. Okay. Now there is a new topic which is Lorentz force. Okay. The new topic is Lorentz force. Now, what is Lorentz force? Write its equation. Write the characteristics of magnetic force acting on charged particle in magnetic field. This way it can be asked. Now let us suppose that there is a point charge Q moving with velocity v and located at a point having position vector r at a given time t in presence of both electric and magnetic field. So there is a space. First of all, try to understand. There is a space in which both electric field and magnetic field are present. So this is the requirement. Both the fields are there. Which are they? Electric field and magnetic field. Now there is a moving charge. So one charge is there. Charge Q is there which is moving with some velocity v. Okay, so you consider this way that this is the space. Say for example, this is a space. Okay, and somewhere here a charged particle is there and it is moving in some direction with some velocity v, and position vector of this particular point is vector r with respect to some origin. Try to understand. This is the charge Q which is in motion. At a particular point of time, say t, the charge is located here whose position vector is r. The point whose position vector is r and its velocity instantaneously is v. And both the magnetic field and electric field are present in this particular space. Okay, so how many fields are there? Magnetic field and electric field. Two fields are simultaneously present. And where is the charge? Charge is at a point whose position vector is r with respect to some origin. Okay, what is the velocity of that charge? The velocity of that charge is v. At what time? All these things are noted at time t. Okay, now The force acting on the charge Q due to presence of both electric field E and magnetic field B is called the Lorentz force. Try to understand. Now this charge which is experiencing the force which is due to the presence of electric field as well as presence of magnetic field, and this combination of two forces, because of the electric field and because of magnetic field, this combination of force is called the Lorentz force. Okay, this Lorentz force is the vector sum of the two forces. One force is electric force and the other one is a magnetic force. Electric force, as you know, it is given by QE, and the magnetic force on this charge particle Q is given by Q V cross B. Okay, so magnetic force is how much? It is Q V cross B. So addition of these two will give you Lorentz force, total force. Okay. So here Q can be taken as common. Okay, you can easily understand this. Okay, and you know this can be kept in the bracket. So Q into bracket E plus V cross B can be the Lorentz force, we can say. Here magnetic force, you can understand that what is the magnetic force, that you can see this is your magnetic force. So this part in this equation is magnetic force, that is Q V cross B, that is a vector product of velocity and magnetic field multiplied by the charge gives you the magnetic force. It is defined in this way. The definition of the magnetic force is obtained this way. Okay, there is no as such derivation of this equation just now. We have to take this equation as it is. Okay, so magnetic force is given by Q V cross B. Okay. Now the characteristic of this magnetic force, it depends on Q, V, B. Okay, you can understand what is the magnetic force value of the formula for the magnetic force is Fm is equal to Q V cross B. So you can understand from this formula that this force is depending upon charge, velocity and magnetic field. Okay, the velocity and magnetic field. Force on negative charge is opposite to that of the positive charge. If the force on negative charge, if you want to find, then it will be having negative direction or opposite direction to this positive charge. Okay. The magnetic force includes a vector product of velocity and magnetic field. Now vector product, as you know, A cross B is AB sine theta. So here this Q V cross B, the formula for the magnetic force is what? Q V cross B. So the simplification of this will be QVB sine theta, or magnitude of this magnetic force will be QVB sine theta. If velocity and magnetic field both are in same direction, or we can say they are parallel or anti-parallel, then theta will be either 0 or theta will be equal to 180, and you know that sine 0 and sine 180, both these values are 0. Okay, so the force on the charge will be 0 according to this equation if the velocity vector is parallel to the magnetic field vector or it is anti-parallel. Both the way the force on the charge will be 0. Okay. For any other angle, this magnetic force acts perpendicularly to both, that is velocity and magnetic field. Now A cross B, how do you find the direction? You find the direction of vector A cross vector B. then what do you take? You just take the vector product, say A cross B, then A is rotated in the direction of B. Okay, and the direction of the advancement of the screw that you have to take, right hand screw will advance. Try to understand. If you consider A and B vectors in the plane of this mobile, then vector A is in this direction, vector B is in this direction. You rotate this vector A in the direction of B, then the screw, right hand screw, will advance in which direction? It will advance in the direction going inside the plane of the mobile. So the direction of A cross B will be inside the plane of mobile. This way you can find the direction. Okay, and always the direction of vector product is perpendicular to the plane. So this is the plane formed by A cross B. So A cross B will have its direction either coming out of the plane of the mobile or it will be going inside. Right now if you take A cross B, then the direction is going inside the plane. If you take B cross A, then it will be anti-clockwise direction and the direction of the screw will be advancing perpendicularly outside the plane of mobile. So direction will be coming out of the plane of the mobile. This way you can find the direction. Okay, so A cross B is a vector product, as you know. Okay, and vector product has its direction. Okay, so always the direction of this V cross B will be perpendicular to both, that is V and B. The direction of the force is given by right hand screw rule that I explained. Okay, the magnetic force is 0 if charge is not moving. That you can understand. If V is 0, then automatically the value of force will be equal to 0. Only a moving charge will feel the magnetic force. Okay, note here that magnetic force is Fm is equal to QV cross B. This you must understand or remember this value. Okay, Fm is equal to QVB sin theta n cap. We write n cap is showing the perpendicular vector which is perpendicular to the plane formed by V and B. So n cap is a unit vector in the direction of plane formed by V and B, and theta is the angle between vector V and vector B. SI unit of magnetic field is Tesla. Okay, so this you should know. Magnetic field is denoted by B and its unit is Tesla. Okay, so if you make B as a subject of formula, just you take the magnitude in this equation. Okay, Fm, as you know, what is Fm? Frequency modulation nahi. Fm is QVB sin theta. Okay, so if you make B as a subject of formula, then you will have magnetic force upon QV sin theta. Okay, now try to understand. Thus magnetic field is force acting per unit positive charge moving perpendicularly to magnetic field with a unit vector. Okay, so we can define this magnetic field is nothing but the force acting per unit positive charge. Take Q is equal to 1 coulomb. Okay, so magnetic field is force acting per unit positive charge moving perpendicularly. Take theta is equal to 90. Okay, so angle between V and B is 90. Magnetic field with unit velocity. The velocity is taken to be 1 meter per second. So what happens if you take all these things unit? Okay, try to understand. If Q is taken, say Q is taken 1 coulomb, then V is taken 1 meter per second, and theta is equal to 90, that is V perpendicular to B. Then this denominator, try to understand, the denominator part QV sin theta will become 1. So B is equal to F you will get. So we can say the magnetic field is nothing but force per unit charge acting on a charged particle which is moving perpendicularly to the magnetic field with unit velocity, moving perpendicularly to the magnetic field. Everything in the denominator I made 0, I made 1, unity I made, okay. So force acting per unit positive charge which is moving perpendicularly to the magnetic field with unit velocity is nothing but the magnetic field, okay. So these are the conditions which are taken. You can see if Q is equal to 1 coulomb, V is equal to 1 meter per second and theta is 90, then B is equal to F, okay. So definition of 1 Tesla you can also give, okay. 1 Tesla, the force acting on unit charge 1 coulomb moving perpendicular to the magnetic field at a speed of 1 meter per second. If this force is 1 Newton, okay, then the magnetic field is said to be 1 Tesla, okay. So the force acting on unit charge, that is 1 coulomb charge, which is moving perpendicularly to the magnetic field with what velocity? 1 meter per second. And if this force is 1 Newton, then the intensity of magnetic field is said to be 1 Tesla, okay. Thank you very much.